Today we are looking at two fit patterns that are both basically the same, but they have a few years differences in them. So this is 1968, comes with a bonus fit chart, and this is 1985. And we're gonna look at the differences in the two. So the first thing I notice is that size 12 is 34 bust for both of these. This one would be on the lip. And this one is 26.5-inch waist, 36-inch hips. And this one is not 26. This one is a 25.5. So they had added an inch difference between. And this says new sizing. So this is after the 60s when they resized it. So they vanity sized again, although these are two different brands, they should have the same standards. So sizing had gotten bigger from 1968 to 1985, although the new sizing was already in order at that time. So that was the first difference that I saw when I was looking at the two patterns. The second thing was they actually both have fit help into them. So that was nice. For a large upper arm, this is the fit issue you would see. Thin arm, this is the fit issue you would see. Now this one was a little bit simpler. Chest issues, how to fix the pattern for those. So they are giving you fit information, square shoulders, sloping shoulders, all the things that are very educational to know to get a good fit to make your own pattern block slash sloper, interchangeable words. So that was really handy, but they both have different valuable information in them. Now let's look at the actual pattern and the pattern differences. So this top one is the 1968 front skirt, and this back one is the 1985. And as you can see, what they've done here is they have added extra so that you can let out and take in on your muslin where you would like. Similarities, they both have the two darts, although these two darts are a lot shorter, and this one has a lengthen and shorten line, and this does not. Hip line, so there is more information on the newer pattern to help you than the older pattern, although in the general directions, I'm sure it says that. It's got a center front opening because it's easier to fit your muslin, and this one is place on fold. So we're going to go ahead and line that up and see what the difference is. And I had ironed this, and between here and there it got wrinkled up, but it looks like this one is actually bigger because I can see a line right here, and then it's the 1985 is larger in the waist and slimmer through the hip, and the older one is actually more of a straight cut. They are both 5/8 seam allowance, so that is the same, although this one gives you all this extra wiggle room right here. All right, let's look at the sleeve. Well, the sleeve had a lot of differences. Let's see, right here, that is the air conditioner clicking on. So we both have the sleeve. We have the extra still for the newer 1985. We have the grain line is the same. We actually have shorten and lengthen lines on both of them. And we have a much smaller dart on the 1968 than the 1985. Okay, let's line them up with this top dot right here. Hopefully you can see this. And you can see this dart coming all the way underneath, out. And you can pretty much, I can pretty much see, I don't know if you can see, but it's almost the same on this side. and the same size on this side as far as that stitching line goes. So these two are almost the same, except for the vintage one is a lot longer. I'd say about 2 inches longer. So that is the skirt and the sleeve differences of the two patterns. All right, next up we have the two bodices from Simplicity 8028 and Butterwick 3415 with 17-18 years difference in the two, and we're going to look at the differences in these two. So I'm going to line up the fold because this one has a actual seam on there, and we're going to look to see what the differences are. So it appears again that of course we've got all this wiggle room, but they're pretty close. I'd say it's maybe a 1/4 of an inch difference. The darts are definitely in different placements. The 1968 Simplicity is much higher than the 1985 Butterwick. We still both have 5/8 seam allowance. This one's just giving underneath a lot more wiggle room. We've got a shorten and lengthen line here, but we also have one here on the newer pattern. So it looks like they're quite comparable to being the same. And it looks like the waistline is exactly the same, although if you remember, it said that the older one was for a 25-inch waist, 25.5, and the newer one was 26.5. They've actually built more ease into this 1985 waistline. And of course, I always love it when they have this symbol so you can make sure this is hitting you where it hits them. So I did this pattern, I traced it off and I used it, and according to the back I should be almost a size 12, and it was humongous. I had to do a small bust adjustment and everything, so this probably would be as well too large and I would have to take it in, which is good to know. And that may be the difference in the dart. This dart versus this dart. Let's see if they're the same size. Yep, they appear to be the same size dart. They've just got this a lot lower than this one. So I'd say these are pretty comparable. So I don't know when patterns started putting so much ease in, because I don't think it was in the 60s, because I've been using 60s size 12 with zero problems. Other than maybe just a little bit of tweaking, and the modern patterns come out huge on me if I do a size 12. I am more like have to do an 8. So it really does complicate things. So that's it.